Yes, sir. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the second segment of the ShakeBack Sports Show right here on the Big Game Christian Sports Network. It's your boy, Willie Epting Jr. Checking in, baby, live, loud, and in color. Once again, it is on. Man, I'm telling you right now, I'm so very excited. If you didn't hear the announcement at the end of segment 1, make sure you tune into the show, man, all weekend, 12s and 6s, 1s and 7s on the BGCSN 1 and 2. Welcome back, man. We appreciate you guys out there chiming in. Thank you guys out there for checking us out on Facebook through my personal page, through the network's page and the media page, or the Facebook page for the ShakeBack Media Group, as well as LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram TV. I see you guys out there, man. Appreciate you chiming in, and of course, continuing to support the vision. All right, Big Day. Thank you for that no more right there to the dopest engineer that is he. Big Day, what is happening, sports fans all over the globe? Let's get into the second segment. It is being brought to you by us. Who is us? We is us. Who is we? We is the Big Game Christian Sports Network. Join us, the BGC Sports Network, on Thursday, April 25th at 7 p.m. for the overhyped, unofficial, and slightly censored Draft Talk 2024. Of course, we will be live from Simple Simon's Pizza, Crowley, Texas, 208 East Main Street in Crowley, as we discuss, debate, prognosticate, sometimes agree, disagree about who's going where and why in the 2024 NFL Draft. Plus, you'll enjoy the delicious menu of wings, pizzas, calzones, and more. And of course, if you're feeling bold, you can try to tackle the Beast Pizza. Oh, how we would love to see you try it. So save the date, Thursday, April 25th, 7 p.m., the overhyped, unofficial, and slightly censored Draft Talk live from Simple Simon's Pizza 2024. Of course, 208 Main Street, East Main Street, Crowley, Texas. Now, you know John Brown well. You ain't got nothing to do that day, so we would look forward to seeing you there. All right. Just in case you missed it in the first segment, shame on you. However, I did talk about the court storming incident that took place at Wake Forest after Duke succumbed to the Demon Deacons in an upset in an ACC conference game. So it got me to thinking, what would happen, or what if we saw this at a Major League Baseball venue? How about an NFL venue? What about at the Staples Center in LA? Well, what about college football? Well, my summarization, if you will, that's not a word, but it is today. My summation is this, is that I think there's nothing wrong with it being in college football. I don't think there's anything wrong with it being in college basketball. We will never see it in the NBA. We will never see it in the NFL. We may see it in Major League Baseball. I think if we do, that will be the league or the professional league that we see it there before we see it anywhere else. Okay. Second segment, I am going to talk here in just a minute about Cam. Oh, Cam. Okay, so just in case you didn't know, I think I might be losing people because of my tremendous and wonderful voice. No, just in case you did not hear, Cam Newton, former quarterback of the Carolina Panthers, as well as the Arizona Cardinals. No, not the Arizona Cardinals. He came back to the Panthers and they played the Cardinals. And of course, the New England Patriots had a 7-on-7 tournament in Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. And look, what I saw from the video was nothing short of just completely and utterly disrespectful. I mean, like, where's the respect? And for Cam Newton, it's hard to believe that a man of his stature, no matter how you feel about the dude or not, whether you were a fan of his or not, it just seems like to me that it would not be in his character to instigate or initiate some type of conflict between him and his campees. And there were some big dudes. I mean, dudes that's looking Cam in the eyes at this 7-on-7 tournament. Now, here's my thing. I don't believe 1 second that Cam is responsible for the actions of others. What I am going to say is this. I think you did the right thing, sir. I think you did the right thing because these kids need discipline. Not in terms of you throwing punches or anything like that, but trying to do what you can to calm the situation down, whether your emotions got the best of you or not, whether you slipped here or there or not. I still believe that you did the right thing. Number one is because of this. You don't have to give your time back to these kids the way that you do. You don't have to impart your wisdom of playing in the NFL, of what you scored more than 200 touchdowns, both throwing the ball and running the ball for over a period of how many every years you played. You as an MVP in this league in 2015 and as a Super Bowl contender or a Super Bowl participant that same season, do not have to subject yourself to such actions. So what I'll say to everybody out there that's watching and will be listening is this. Don't be upset if you send your kid to a camp that is being run by, no matter how you feel about him, one of the better players that has played in this game for his era or for his time when he was in his prime. If you don't want that smoke, don't send him there. Don't send him there. And I remember going to a basketball camp when I was in high school. And what happened at Cam Newton's camp would have never happened where I was doing basketball camp all those years ago. It would have never happened. And what is the congruent thing between the two? I'll tell you. It's the amount of time that has elapsed from one generation to another generation. And all of the ideologies that we had placed in us that seem to be missing in some places during this current generation. So my thing is this, and I'm gonna let you hear it from Cam too, because even though he did what he was supposed to do in terms of accepting responsibility, which you're supposed to do, but for Cam, look, man, I if you come back and do it again next year and the next year after that, then your purpose is truly bigger than what your situation was at that point. So let's hear from Cam on his 4th and 1 podcast right here.
I think about the kids who look up to me, and also whether they verbalize their appreciation or just stare in amazement. I feel like I let them down because I can't sit up here and say, hey, bro, you got to be bigger than that. And then all of a sudden I do that. And that just goes to show you, you got to always stay in control of your emotions. And that's where the humanistic side came in there. And there's no excuse. It's really not.
Okay, so when I hear that, I hear him accepting culpability or some form of culpability or some level of culpability in that. Let's just move on because I understand that everybody is going to learn something from this. And Cam, look, man, I was never a fan of yours, but keep on doing what you can do for these kids that are willing to accept what could be really millions of dollars worth of information that you have. Okay. Let's move over to the NBA. And not so much on the court, although LeBron James and Anthony Davis did their thing in the Battle of Los Angeles the other night against the Clippers, winning not in overtime, but storming back from 19 down as LeBron went crazy in the 4th quarter as though he's still playing for the Miami Heat. Not because Anthony Davis in the game against the Washington Wizards the next night, I think he had 35 and 15, but they were forced to overtime. But LeBron James, ladies and gentlemen, and I need y'all to really, really pay attention to this as I sit up in my chair, because I'm going to further cement my opinion as to why LeBron James is not the GOAT. Now, I got to give a shout out to my big homie on Twitter, Carlos. He sent this to me, or actually he didn't send it to me. I told him I was going to use it. He actually put it on Twitter himself and said, pick your lineup. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it on the screen for everybody that's out there that's watching. I'm going to put it on the screen. And for those that would be listening, I'm going to talk our way through this thing, because this is for me. And it is me also solidifying what I have been saying all along. So now for everybody that's out there on Instagram and everybody is watching everywhere else around the world, I need y'all to look at this picture and start here with the point guards, right? Point guard, you have Magic Johnson, Steph Curry, the Big O, Chris Paul, Isaiah Thomas. Shooting guard, you have Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, AI, Dwayne Wade, Clyde Drexler. Small forward, you have LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Larry Bird, Julius the Dr. Irving, Scottie Pippen. At the power forward spot, you have Tim Duncan, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Charles Barkley, Dirk Nowitzki, and Kevin Garnett. And then at the center spot, you have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Russell, Hakeem Olajuwon, Shaquille O'Neal, and Wilt Chamberlain. And he posted and he said, pick your starting lineup from this group of players. And my starting lineup goes like this. At point guard, from 6'9", from Michigan State University, 5-time champion, Los Angeles Lakers, Magic Johnson. That's my starting point guard. At shooting guard, 6'6", from North Carolina, a 37-time All-Star and a 6-time Finals MVP, Michael Jordan. At small forward, checking in at 6'10", you call him the Slim Reaper. He's won 2 NBA Finals MVPs out of the University of Texas, the Slim Reaper, Kevin Durant. At the 4 spot, coming in from the aforementioned Wake Forest University, they call him the Big Fundamental, number 21, Tim Duncan. And then the man in the middle, number 33, hailing from New York City, hailing from UCLA, Los Angeles Lakers and second all-time leading scorer in league history, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's my starting 5 from this group of players that I had selected. Now, let's get into this. And I am really, really welcoming comments on my starting 5 from this group that was that was selected, or that was provided as the options for. Now, let me go back. Point guard, Magic Johnson. Shooting guard, Michael Jordan. Small forward, Kevin Durant. Power forward, Tim Duncan. My center, Lou Alcindor / Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who was the subject of the Men of Integrity's fellowship breakfast in ACC Jeopardy. That Lou Alcindor, because he won MVPs and Finals MVPs with 2 names. Okay. So, number 1, Isaiah Thomas is in this picture. He is my favorite player of all time, not just a point guard, my favorite player of all time. As shooting guard, Michael Jordan. I was a Detroit Piston fan. I hated the Bulls and Michael Jordan. I love Kobe. I love Dwayne Wade. I love Drexler, and I love AI. I hated Michael Jordan. Do you hear me out there? All right, small forward. On this list also, LeBron James, Larry Bird, Julius Irving, Scottie Pippen. I went with Kevin Durant. The reason why I went with Kevin Durant is because even though LeBron plays for my team, and I'm not really a LeBron James fan, nor am I a KD fan. I hated Larry Bird, but I learned to appreciate him as I got older. Julius Irving was just that dude that actually invented skywalking, him and David Thompson. And Scottie Pippen is a top 75 player of all time. Probably the best defensive small forward that I've ever seen. But the reason why, let me just continue on. Power forward, I'm going with Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan is the best number 4 of all time. He's better than Charles Barkley. He's better than Kevin Garnett. He's better than Dirk, and he's better than Giannis up to this point. Now, Giannis can continue to challenge that, but right now, Timmy D is that man. And then with the center spot, Kareem, Shaq, Bill Russell, Wilt, Hakeem Olajuwon. I never saw Bill Russell play. I never saw Wilt Chamberlain play. I never saw Oscar Robertson play. So for everybody out there that's a little bit older than me that's saying I'm stupid for not having those guys as one of these guys in the starting lineup, That's the reason why. And I forgot to mention Steph Curry is a point guard. Steph Curry is Steph Curry. And I'm not a fan of his either. But, that's another story for another day. But what I'm saying is this. So, again, Magic, Michael, Kevin, Kareem, and Tim. The reason why LeBron James is not as a starter in the starting five from this group, from this picture that's on the screen, is because I already have a LeBron James with Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson and LeBron James are like near mirrors of each other when it comes to basketball floor making, playmaking prowess. I mean, Magic, his handles for a dude that's 6'9" and the way that he could see the floor, that's the reason. And I have him there because he was a dog. He was a dog. LeBron James ain't never really been a dog to me because Miami, orchestrating that team there, then going to LA, making sure that you got Anthony Davis there. He's always had to construct the team in order for him to win a championship, with the exception of maybe that last team in Cleveland. Excuse me. So I cannot reasonably say that LeBron James is the GOAT if he's not even the starting lineup of my GOATs amongst GOATs. He's not. And maybe it's because of, or maybe part of it is because of this collection of players at their positions. Because thinking back to when these guys played, and I thoroughly enjoyed the NBA, it was really a positioned sport. Now, not so much. So you can interchangeably say, you know what, you can put LeBron at point guard. You can do that. But that ain't what this debate is about. This is about the players that have been slotted or where they came in the league and what their positions were when they came in, not what they transitioned to. This is one of the reasons why LeBron James can't be the GOAT. You got Michael Jordan, who's my GOAT. You have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who's my second GOAT. And then, look, we had a debate in the meeting that I was telling you guys about at the end of the first segment about LeBron possibly even being behind Kobe. And that's going to really upset some LeBron fans faithful out there. But if you look at it from an objective point of view, first of all, let me say this. I am the age that I am. And you know what? I am already about to be over time. I am the age that I am, okay? So I can say that I've seen, the majority of these players in their prime. Not so much, the ones that I mentioned. So I like to really say it by the best I've ever seen. And that may not even be a do-all, say-all for this particular conversation because of the starting lineup issue and the positions that they play. Okay, come on back on the other side of the break. I'm going to finish up with this. Then we're going to get into the NFL underwear Olympics, that is the NFL Combine. Willie Epting Jr., big day, ShakeBack Sports Show. Y'all coming back and holler at us.